after applying for hundreds of jobs. You haven't gotten a call back. I've consistently used this book in order to help people craft the perfect resume. Pivot in your confidence, career, and compensation with the 5-Minute Career Hack Podcast every Monday and Thursday. Now, get ready as we pour out your 5-Minute Career Hack for the week. Measurable metrics improve resume scores, but only 26% of resumes included 5 or more measurable metrics on their resume. You may have landed on this video today because you're trying to figure out why you're not getting a callback from your most recent application, or you haven't gotten a callback after applying for hundreds of jobs. Either way, I'm going to help you solve for one of the reasons that may be getting in the way of you getting a callback for an interview. Again, this is part 3 of our resume series where I'm covering statistics that were gathered based upon 125,000 resumes. Again, this data was written about in an article on Cultivated Culture's website by Austin B. The third point that I want to cover with you in this series is all about measurable metrics. Those bullet points that you put on the resume can't just be about your responsibilities. They have to include the projects, the resources, the tools, the deliverables that you actually accomplished in the job so that your resume can convey the fact that you're capable of doing the job that you apply for. And while 5 or more metrics is the bar for most, it's still probably not enough measurable metrics on your resume. However, what's even more alarming about all of this research and the stats that were provided in this article is that 36% of the resumes surveyed didn't have any measurable metrics on the resume. To help you with this specific statistic that was shared about resumes and how you're going to get past the ATS system and get your resume in the hands of someone that can actually call you for an interview, a live body, I've broken this career hack up into 2 buckets. One, I call the 3 M's. This is actually going to help jog your memory so that you can start taking notes on the things that are quantifiable metrics to put on your resume. In the second part of the career hack, I'm going to give you some phrases, some key action verbs to help you lead into crafting the bullet points that are going to showcase your measurable metrics about the work that you've done in your career. Let's get started. Starting with the 3 M's. The 3 M's stand for money, measurement, and multiply. And I'm going to put a little in parentheses or division behind multiply. So you got money, measurement, multiply. Starting with money. If you're responsible for any type of metric that involves money that impacts the profit and loss statement, or the P&L as it's referred to often in corporations, then you have metrics that you can use on your resume. So whether that's sales, income, profit margin, whatever that might be from the P&L that you directly impact with the work that you do, you need to go grab those numbers right now so that you can use them as a part of the metrics that you're helping to deliver for your company. Now, it may seem like, well, the P&L, that last number that gets reported, I'm not 100% responsible for it. That's okay. But you are responsible for a portion of it. And you'll just need to craft it so that you're, number one, not lying about what your role was, but also including the fact that you're contributing to the results that the company's delivering. And for anyone watching, know that no matter what your role is, you're contributing to the profit and loss statement for that company, either positively or negatively. And we're going to extract those positives to put those metrics that are associated with money on your resume. The second M is all about measurement. There are so many different types of measurement that you can use to put on your resume. That could be percents, that could be time, it could be years, it could be growth percentages, it could be quantity, volume. Those are all the different types of measurements that you can use on your resume. Depending upon what your role is, depending upon what you do for a living, and specifically in your job, think about those measurements that I just shared with you. And of course, there's many more, but think about those measurements that you can use on your resume that directly correlate to your experience and will convey a strong message to the recruiters and hiring managers that you're the right person for the job. The third M is multiply, in parentheses, also division. Did you grow something, reduce something, or speed something up? That's the multiplication of a program that you may be involved with right now. Or maybe you reduce something. That's the division. to actually improve performance or efficiencies on your job. Think multiply and division. I accelerated some things, I multiplied, I grew something, or I either reduced or helped improve efficiencies on. Those things exist on your job. You could be a line worker at McDonald's improving your speed to get an order out the door, or you could be at the executive level improving on inventory turns. The list is long. I'm just here to give you some things to jog your memory, and that covers the 3 M's, which again are money, measurement, multiply, and in parentheses, divide. Now let's move to the second part of the career hack, where we're going to talk about some action words that you can use, as well as the beginning of the phrase for that bullet point in order to get it past the ATS system in the hands of an actual person that's going to call you for an interview. All right, now for the second part, I want to give you some words, some action verbs that you can use at the beginning of those bullet points. Now, while ChatGPT can do this for you, you can create a quick prompt and get some action verbs, some creative different action verbs, because you don't want to repeat them on your resume. You can pull that out of ChatGPT. But a resource that I really love to use and continue to use is the effective phrases for performance appraisals. I've had this book. I've used this book most of my corporate career. I used it primarily for writing evaluations, but as a career strategist with the 5-Minute Career Hack, I've consistently used this book in order to help people craft the perfect resume. You can see how it's kind of laid out. It's got at the very top, it'll have a specific skill or a phrase from A all the way to Z. And at the very back, it'll have 2-word phrases that you can use. I'm going to read a few off to you, and I'm just going to use the first word that you can have some action verbs. And again, this is also A to Z in this book. Accurately, constructed, created, diversified, ignited, improved, increased, integrated, innovated, maximized, operated, optimized, multiplied, there goes that M word, produced, strategized, substantiated, sustained, systematized. And then just because I have the book in my hand, there's another section with helpful adjectives in the back of this book as well. Don't forget, if you're in the process of writing a self-eval, especially since we're in the middle of the year, or you're getting prepared to write your annual evaluation depending upon the calendar year, this is an incredible resource. And like I said, it includes phrases from A to Z based upon the competency. And you can go into this book. You can find great phrases to use on your performance evaluation for a self-evaluation, or if you're responsible for other leaders, you can use this book to make sure their actual evaluation is customized. That was a bonus hack for you, and in the form of a resource called Effective Phrases for Performance Appraisals. I've used it on both sides for resume support as well as for writing evaluations. Those are your 2 hacks for this week. One, remember, is the 3 M's. You want to be able to identify metrics that you are responsible for in your role to add to your resume using the 3 M's, which are money, measurement, multiply with divide in parentheses. And then the second part is using great action words, different great action words on your resume in bulleted point fashion to get past the ATS system and get your resume in the hands of a recruiter. I love you. I truly hope you enjoyed this episode as much as we enjoyed doing it for you. However, it doesn't have to end there. Come on over to our Facebook group community right now. You're going to get exclusive content that we weren't able to include in this episode as well as past episodes. We've got challenges, we've got research, we've got lives, you name it, all for you in bite-sized chunks so that you can continue this development journey. Go ahead, click the link right now in the description show notes, and we'll see you there.